Oxford and Cambridge are two of the best universities in the world, and so they're looking for the best undergraduates. They accept about 15 to 20% of applicants, but that shouldn't put you off applying.
A successful Oxbridge applicant would obviously be highly academically capable, as well as have hobbies and work experiences that demonstrate the fascination for the subject.
As with any universities, there are multiple hoops that you have to jump through, but with Cambridge as well as Oxford, there are even more steps you have to get through. There's specific entrance examinations for different subjects, as well as multiple interviews. So I was interviewed 4 times for the course that I applied for. For students thinking of applying to Oxbridge at the moment, my main advice would be find a subject that you are really passionate about, because only then are you really going to want to do all of the additional reading and all of the extra effort that's required in an Oxford or a Cambridge application. And when you get to interview, they will be able to tell if it's a subject that you really care about and really enjoy.
Grade expectation at GCSE would be a solid set of A* and A grades only across all subjects, followed by the standard offer of A*, AA at A level.
It's important to note that most candidates will far exceed the entry requirements that they're offered, and this is a sign both of how competitive the universities are, but also that the grades are just one factor among several that universities take into account.
So really the really important thing is trying to improve your application in ways that other people haven't already satisfied. So really trying to perform well in the personal statement and in your interview preparation is crucial to the whole application process.
The personal statement is a key feature of the application process, and Oxford and Cambridge take it very seriously. It allows students to range beyond their A-level studies, to talk about key aspects that interest them, and to refer to further reading that they've done, any public lectures that they've attended, podcasts that they've listened to, and it's an excellent opportunity to show off what their academic interests are.
A solid piece of advice is that a student goes above and beyond the A-level subject in their personal statement. Oxford and Cambridge tend to test applicants with additional admissions tests because they deem the A-levels not to be discerning enough. The entrance tests are there to differentiate between the very good and the extremely good candidates.
The admissions exams can be very challenging, and they're often subject specific and unique to the university.
MPW's personal tutors help students prepare by providing past paper questions, working through model answers, and boosting their confidence for the test.
The interviews are possibly the hardest part of the whole application, and that really does require a lot of background reading and preparation in a kind of interview environment that does feel quite unnatural for somebody who hasn't been through that kind of thing before.
Essentially, what Oxford and Cambridge are looking for at interview is an ability to engage with tutors in a way that they will be expected to as part of the tutorial system. They'll be put through their paces, they will be asked questions that test the boundaries of their potential, they will be constantly stretched.
So it's less about having read every book that there is in existence and knowing everything, because you're not going to know whatever it is that they're bringing up. And if they find out that you do know this thing that they've asked you, they'll ask you something else which you then won't know. So it's really trying to challenge you and push you intellectually.
In many ways, it's difficult to prepare for an interview by rote learning responses to questions that you think are going to come up. Yes, they want to see how good your subject knowledge is, but they want to go beyond that. They want to look at how you think. And so they'll present you with questions that you won't know the answers to, but you'll be able to use what you do know to try and answer them. The best way to prepare is to have read your personal statement thoroughly, make sure that you've read all the books that you said that you've read, and be able to talk about them confidently.
The MPW was given some past questions that they've seen have been asked in Oxford and Cambridge interviews, and while you're never going to get asked the same question again, the questions are kind of in a similar vein of being very unusual and making you think slightly differently about that. So one thing I did that really helped me to prepare for that was to sit and video myself answering these questions, and I do think just going through the thought process over and over again is actually very useful.
At MPW, we're lucky to have a large number of tutors who have studied at Oxford or Cambridge, or who have research degrees or doctorates, and we draw on this resource to help prepare our candidates for Oxbridge interviews and for the application process.
MPW personal tutors offer a lot of help regarding university application. This starts with planning work experiences and additional reading, attending open university lectures, making the personal statement unique and stand out from the crowd, as well as guiding them through preparation for entrance tests and exams, as well as interviews.
I found the smaller class sizes at MPW and the teaching styles to be incredibly useful for the preparation for the interviews, because they're always asking you why you think something might be the case, or asking you to kind of predict what you think some kind of fact might be before they actually tell you the answer. And this is the case every day in every single lesson. So really the way of learning and the thinking style that they develop is perfect for the Oxford and Cambridge system.